This episode is brought to you by Remax Dynasty real estate broker Vito Gentile. Give yourself peace of mind by entrusting your home sale or purchase to Vito. Recognized by his peers for his highly effective integrity and dedication, Vito has succeeded in serving a large and loyal clientele that continues to grow. He is the solution to all your real estate transactions. Mr. David Dakotas, the municipal councillor for the District of St. Bruno since 2013, David understands his important role as a competent and honest administrator. In addition to his mandate as a municipal councillor for the District of St. Bruno, he held key positions on the Executive Committee as Vice President of the Executive Committee and Deputy Mayor. David chaired the Board of Directors of Société de Transport de Laval, or STL. David also wants St. Bruno to remain a vibrant community with a strong community attachment serving its citizens. Now, back to our latest episode.
What the schism? We're back to another Sessions with Stef, guys. That's my new thing.
Schism?
What the schism?
What the
I don't
schism?
know what that means.
Me
Never
neither.
heard that. I love it though.
I've never heard it either, but I think I wanted to be creative in the moment.
I had to do the
It is.
I'm
vocabulary.
gonna come up with a
schism.
code word, like a thing. I'm gonna make it a thing.
That's good, Van.
What the schism on Sessions with Stef?
It looks wrong, but okay.
Just like the other thing that I want to do is have a drink on the show.
There you
I'm
go.
going to definitely start off before I
Okay.
introduce our fantastic guest.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers. Do you like shoot this or like? I don't know. Brandy's not really a shooting, is it?
No, it's not really
It's a
shooting.
sipping,
I
right?
do, it depends the mood. I'm going to do both tonight, don't worry.
24/7.
It opens up
good.
the...
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
it's good.
You'll be
like
singing-
like whiskeys and stuff like that. So
great.
Brandy's like around the same
Brandy's,
the
yeah.
same vibe.
You know,
So
we went brandy. I got the bottle here just in case. So guys, welcome to Sessions with Stef. Another amazing session that we're going to have tonight. I will be introducing our guest shortly. You can tell we're going to have a live performance as well. Like, amazing. Where else do you get live performances on a podcast? Come on. It doesn't happen.
Yes.
We got Lisa in the back there. She's controlling the situation.
Controlling.
She's keeping the schism in check.
The
She's
schism in the ism.
she's keeping it. She's keeping it real, man. She's gonna keep me on the right track.
Word.
And you're gonna see how she's gonna keep me on the right track because we start off pretty much every podcast with our sponsors because I
Yay!
want to thank our sponsors. Without them, I'd probably still do it, but you know what? It's much better getting a bit of money for it. I'm just being honest. I'm an honest kind of guy. So thank you so much to our sponsors. We have quite a few tonight. It's a blast. And our first sponsor is going to actually be a giveaway, guys. This is amazing.
Yay!
Okay, because our first sponsor is Tarali d'Amore.
Yes.
Yeah, Tarali, who... You're Italian,
Yes.
right?
Love.
It's in the name. People will
Right
see the
there.
name shortly. Lisa's Italian. It's here. And tarali, my mother makes them. She made them for years. I've had them in my lunch.
We still do.
Everybody at Loyola High School that I went to high school, half of them, 3/4 weren't Italian. They had no idea what it was, but they loved it.
They loved it.
So tarali are amazing. It's a great thing to have at home. And now, on Sessions with Stef, you can actually have a bag of taralis. It's a giveaway. We're giving it to you. We are going to give you a bag of taralis. All you have to do is go on any social media platform that we have, Sessions with Stef, or YouTube channel as well, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel. Just write a comment. Just write Tarali d'Amore and then put your name next to it.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
Go
but
on-
that's under the podcast.
under Sessions with Stef, social media, under Sessions with Stef, Facebook, under Sessions with Stef, Instagram, or on the YouTube channel. In the comments, write Tarali d'Amore, put your name next to it. I am going to reach out to the winner because we're going to draw a winner. I'm going to reach out to the winner and you're going to get a free bag. You can either come and pick it up in the studio and witness our next podcast if you'd like. You can sit in and check it out, see how it's done. Or I'll drive it to you, man. I'll bring it to you. I mean... I'm being nice. I look like the nice guy. I ain't going to Tim fucking Bucktu. I'm telling you that. But I'll definitely drive anywhere in the GMA, Greater Montreal area. I'll come out. I'll give you a bag of tarali. It'll be a quick draw, and that's it. I'm going to come and see you and bring you some tarali. So, guys, go in the comments. Go write it Tarali d'Amore, put your name, and I will reach out to the winner of that.
So we'd like to thank Nicolangelo D'Amore for sponsoring us. And if people want to go and get their taralis during the week, of course, because it's a tarali time all the time. So you can contact them at 514-586-2987 or 3357 Rue Mont-Soleil in Montreal North. www.taralidamore.com.
Fantastic. Amazing.
Yeah, very
You know what's funny? As I'm doing this, I'm going to get to the next sponsor. As I'm doing this, my brother decided to... Mark, shout out to you. Shout out. I'm showing the text message of the massive steak you're having with my cousin, and I'm not there. Thanks a lot. Look at that. Look at that piece of
God.
meat at Gibby's. That's like, you just made me hungry. Thanks, Mark. Anyhow, sorry about that. So on to our next sponsor. Our next sponsor is Prima Goccia Laval.
Yes,
So there's a
yes.
it's a coffee boutique, I would imagine.
Importation de produits d'Italie. So they have coffee en vrac. They actually sell and repair coffee machines as well.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yes.
a pure coffee place. It's not like you don't go play Scalaguaranda.
No. This is their new location.
Okay.
So they have cookies. They have cake. They have gift baskets as well that they make. So this
But primarily it's coffee beans, coffee machines, all the good shit.
all the good stuff that make Italians worth being
That makes
Italian.
my day go by way
Exactly.
better than it would be originally.
So it is, his name is Jerry Pinelli, and he does have a partner, and his partner is Bruna Nini. And they are going to be located at 4050 Boulevard Le Corbusier in Laval.
Oh, cool.
438-444-2244, primagotchalaval@hotmail.com.
Wow, Jerry, I'm coming to see you.
Yes.
I'm coming to see you.
Excellent. Thank you
Awesome.
so much for that amazing sponsorship. Thank you.
And now, lastly, we have a traiteur. We have a
Yes.
catering company.
Yes.
Lisa, give the info on this. Fantastic. They actually they cater tons of different types of food. They have
Yes,
different
they do.
specialties. They're fantastic. Lisa, give the spiel on.
Okay, so thank you so much to our new sponsor, Jacu Traiteur. And he offers an exceptional service and authentic recipes. They're very conscious and responsible of the ecological footprint as well. So his strength is to provide an exceptional culinary experience. He includes in his menu, they combine French culinary techniques with Caribbean and Afro influence.
Oh,
And that they bring fun, new experiences to the table. So they are definitely a traiteur to check out. Very
Wow.
interesting. The contact of the owner and the head chef is Jarrell Kerbel. 514-809-8146, jacutraiteur@gmail.com or www.jacutraiteur.com. Sounds delightfully scrumptious.
you know what, Jared? I'm gonna come and see you. If you can make me one of these steaks that I can send to my brother, like a big ass piece of meat steak with all the trimmings that you do so deliciously. I gotta take a picture and send it to him.
Excellent.
To make him
Thank
jealous
you.
one day. So perfect, guys. Thank you so much for sponsoring. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get on to meet our fantastic guest. Welcome, Bella Galasso, to the show.
Thank
We've
you.
got singer, songwriter, music teacher at the
Music
same
teacher,
time,
yeah.
guitarist. I mean, you
Guitarist,
do it all. Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to
Thank
Sessions
you.
with Stef.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna preface all of this by saying it's the first time we meet.
Yes.
And I'm excited to meet because I checked out some of the videos, and you sound great. You've got a
Thanks.
certain charm when you sing. You've got a
Thanks.
certain warmth to your voice, the
That's
playing.
nice. Thanks.
And it sounds great. And welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Let's start off by, who is Bella? Like, what defines you
I
as a
think
person and a musician?
that's like such a deep question.
It's deep,
really,
yeah,
like
that's the
what?
whole podcast.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Well, I would say like I'm just as a musician. I think I'm just my heart. I'm a songwriter. That's the thing that has always been me. And I would say even as a person, it's just always been like the thing that I do.
Okay.
As young as 9 till now, like it's just who I am. I
Yeah.
just want to write, and that's what I do. So.
It is the vibe you give off.
Yeah, it's
Big
just
time.
it's the only thing. That's what I care about the most in everything I do musically. So that's who I am maybe musically. And then as a person, I'd say I'm
Same thing.
kind of same thing. Yeah, that's
Same
who I
thing.
am. Like, I just like playing music and enjoying music and being involved in music in any way I can be. That's who I am.
Was there a moment when you were a child that you said, that's what I want to do? Was it the upbringing? Was it the family?
Yeah, I'd say it's more the upbringing because I don't think there was like a moment where I just knew, but I was raised in like a very music family. So my dad was a musician and he would have band practice every Friday night. So we'd hear it growing up, me and my brother is a musician as well.
Okay.
And yeah, like it really and my dad was the singer-songwriter. That's who he was. He was the singer, the main guy, the songwriter. And I just was like, okay, I like this. This could be something. And then I like begged for guitar lessons. They were like, my parents were like, no, well, maybe you're not going to like it. They didn't want me to like just do it and hate music, but I loved it. I was so adamant. I just knew. And I would write lyrics in notebooks and I didn't even know how to play any instruments. I would just write. It would get confiscated like all the time, like taken away from me at school. Yeah, they would take away my notebook because I'd be like writing in class. It's happened a couple times. So like, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't one moment, but it was just something that was always affecting my life.
There.
It was just always there.
Well, that's something we have in common. I come from a musical family.
Nice.
Brother, father. My dad was my teacher. My dad he had 60 students at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, he literally had 60 students. He was the accordion teacher in Montreal. There was 2.
Fair enough. Yeah,
so
that's not a lot of
back
accordion.
then, there was student after student, but he also taught guitar. And I heard, so literally in my home, from 6 to 10 every night,
Just
half-hour
music.
lessons was a different student.
Wow.
And I would be doing my math, whatever, homework, and I would be
all the scales going.
You know, do, solfege, and all of that stuff.
Love it.
So I guess it comes from that.
Yeah,
right?
it just like affects your upbringing. Like I wasn't even like forced into it. It was just like he was doing it and I heard it. It just was. Yeah, exactly. It just is. Yeah.
Is he still playing?
Not anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, he just kind of, it just got a little bit hard to keep up. But they, you know, like his band, they were called Friday's Heroes, and they released an album. Like I was maybe like 10 when that was released. So it was nice to see him like do something he always wanted to do, because he didn't really pursue it when he was young. So I think it's nice for him to see his kids pursuing it at a younger age and like really going for it, because he didn't really get that chance.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah, very inspiring.
What does your brother do?
My brother's a drummer.
Sweet.
Yeah, he was the drummer in my previous band, and now he's Tatum Quin's drummer, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he drums for Tatum Quin.
Is he here?
He was. I saw
No.
I actually watched that one because I fans with. Fans. Well, I am a fan, but I'm also a friend of Tatum Quin.
Okay.
And yeah, he wasn't there, but actually my old bassist, who's also one of my closest friends, Devin was there. Devin was there.
Devin. Yeah, that's right. The drummer
He played in my band as well.
Okay, what a small
So
world.
it's we're
I
like,
would imagine you know my cousin Loretta from Old Soul.
yes.
That's my cousin.
Yeah, love Loretta.
She's
Love
my-
Old Soul. I work with Ryan, the drummer. I see him all the time.
Oh, Ryan, really?
Yeah, I work with him. Yeah, he's
too
amazing.
funny. He's
Wow,
Ryan's
Loretta is
awesome.
amazing too.
He's better be my cousin, Ryan.
I mean,
Ryan, got it? Okay. He better be my cousin. He's gonna be my cousin.
fair enough.
We love you. My kids love you too, right, Ryan?
Such a small world. Yeah, love Loretta.
Oh, amazing.
Love that band.
Cool.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're great. They
Amazing.
are great. They're
amazing.
fun to watch. They're great people.
Amazing.
It is amazing. Wow. And your band consists of. Do you have
So-
a band? Is it?
Yeah, so I had a band.
Mm-hmm.
I started with the Record Breakers when I was 15. That was my band. And I was in that band till I was, I want to say, I think I left around 2021, so I was 22 when I left.
Okay.
And
You look 23, but.
well, I'm 24, so it's pretty
Okay,
close.
I was like,
I'm pretty close, so not that, but not that long. But
Okay.
I was in that band for like 7-8 years, and that was like my main musical experience was that. And then I started releasing solo music, and now I've recently put together a new band.
Okay.
So it's very fresh, like
your solo
for my solo stuff. So it's just me, like that's the name, it's me, but they're my band basically. So it's been really fun, like starting from scratch. It's like it's different and it's tough, but it's really fun so far. I've been really enjoying it.
So what's the lineup? Like in terms of bass guitar, drums?
Yeah, I've got a bassist and a drummer who are sisters, actually. So that's really fun. And I also work with them. We're all teachers and stuff. Like, it's really fun.
That's awesome.
So they're really awesome. I'd always wanted to play with this drummer named Leanne. Like, I just think she's amazing. And her sister's amazing, too. So it's really cool
That's really cool. And it's
to
the
link up with
rhythm
them.
section, the most important part of it.
Yeah.
Not most important, but like bass drums, come
it's
on.
pretty important.
They're,
It's got to be tight, that's for
wow,
sure.
yeah.
And then my guitarist is actually the former keyboardist of the Record Breakers, so I'm still very close friends with
So he
the
plays
Record
guitar
Breakers.
and keyboards.
He does, but right now he's only doing guitar because he's doing like electric, and I'm always on the acoustic guitar, so I'm pretty much never without a guitar anyways.
Okay.
But so that's what he's doing right now, and so it's nice to have a familiar face with my band, and so it's just kind of like that. We're just building it from there right now, so it's been really fun. It's only been a couple months, but I'm really looking forward to getting out there.
Often? Is it?
Yeah, once a week right now.
Amazing.
Keeping it, trying to be steady, trying to be consistent, because I'm planning gigs for the springtime to finally come back into the music scene. It's been a couple of years since I've been out of it.
Okay.
So
You're back. You're back.
I'm back. This is my coming back. Yeah.
Good. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Do they aid you in songwriting, or is it all you? Is it?
Yeah, at the moment it's just me, because right now we're just basically putting the band together for everything that's already been released. So I have quite a few things already released, like my EP, which has like no drums in it. It's a very stripped back EP, so that's been really fun. Like building the songs up is so interesting because it's like not in the studio. It's not built up in the studio, but it's being built up out of the studio, which is weird.
It's
so
fun.
It's fun. It's really fun. It's like a fun experience. Yeah. But it's me who's bringing the songs. I don't know what the future may hold. Like, we might end up being collaborative. I love working with people. That's what I'm so used to anyways. So it's fun, but it's also been really fun to be like the one in charge a little bit and be like, this is what we're doing. This is the songs. These are it. This is what I want to say.
Your vision.
My vision entirely now, which is not what it was before. So it's really nice. Okay. It's been really fun.
It's
fun.
Of course.
Yeah, super fun.
And so as we were speaking before, Sharda was one of your teachers at Vanier. So you studied at Vanier?
I did study at Vanier.
Which program did you?
So I did the 3-year jazz program, the performance, I guess, the performance stream. And I did that. It was really fun and really stressful most of the time. And but it was great, and I love Sharda. Like, that was one of the things that, like, there was a lot of negatives that I found from Vanier, but there was a few positives, and she was one of them. My voice transformed for sure when I was with her.
She's killer.
Yeah, she's I'm no jazz singer, but she also recognized that in me. She knew I had this like folk thing, and she would encourage me to write songs and like bring them to her. So she really understood me. And it was really nice, so I really cherished that time.
I worked with her for years, and
that's awesome.
And it's funny, I remember this is years ago. She called me up, and one of her students, she said, she goes, "Hey, Stef, how you doing? You know, and everything's cool." She's like, "I just want to let you know, I have one of my students, Italian guy, but he loves playing bass, and he's so passionate, and he plays double bass, but he really likes. If ever you wanna, give him a call. If you need a sub, he works hard. He'll definitely work for you." I said, "Sure." And I'll never forget New Year's Eve, I needed a sub bass player, big gig. And I said, Sharda, like, really? You think he'll be able to walk into the gig? She's like, "Oh, no rehearsal." I'm like, no rehearsal. He had just finished school.
Wow. And
he walked in, and we have a songbook of like 100 songs.
Sure, yeah.
And he walked in, man, nervous little kid, comes in with fucking Vanier music stand, plops this big book and he had his face in that book, but he nailed it.
Nice.
And now I'm in his band.
Oh, wow.
So like years later, he started his band. This was way before, he played with us. Then he did a season or two with us, and then he's like, "No, I need to do my own thing."
Wow.
And he's doing his own thing.
Gain that confidence.
And then he called me and said, "Hey, I want, it came perfect timing, because I wasn't fed up of dealing with all of the business part of it, but I was.
Yeah, it's tiring.
And it was like, I've got someone he's gonna take care of all that, and I'm just gonna show up, and I'm on stage. I'll call the songs, and I'm the musical director on stage, and he takes care of all the business. He handles all the clients, and I love it. It's such a
nice.
it's a great work, and it was all from Sharda. Like that one.
Sharda gets it. She just gets it. She sees the vision.
She sees that you love folk, and
she really saw that.
Yeah, like because a lot of times, especially in, I don't want to shit on the jazz world.
Listen,
But they love jazz, and they try to convince you.
They're
the
very stuck to it. I mean, it was like that for me too there, and I didn't 100% fit in either. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But I still appreciate jazz a lot and what it
100%.
taught me, but it was never going to be
Yeah.
my genre.
It's
Like
same-
it wasn't going to be it.
I'm 100% the same.
But it made it a little tough, though, in that program. A lot of people really believed it was the thing you needed to do. If you weren't good at scatting, then you're not good. It's like, it was tiring. So it drained me a little as well. But there were
and it was
few,
better in your years, because I'm older
I imagine
than you.
it was rougher at some
I
point.
know guys that literally didn't finish the program.
Oh,
They're like,
most of my class didn't finish the program.
Really?
Oh, even before I went in, I was told, like, it's you'll probably see most of your first year people dip the scene. And I was like, I don't know, like, probably not. I think I graduated with, like, almost none of the ones that I, like, started with. And I had, like, my core friends, at least half of those friends didn't graduate with me either.
Wow.
They all ended up either falling behind or just not graduating at all or just dropping out and doing something else.
It's
hard. You have to want it.
System, in the French side, like Cégep Saint Laurent, they incorporated a pop jazz program.
Vanny's supposed to have that.
Yeah, now it's there. Yeah.
But it leans so heavily on jazz. Like, you get to sing a bit of pop, but honestly, you end up more behind. As I had a friend who did pop voice, so she didn't do, like, private lessons that were jazz, it was pop, but that she was still being put into, like, combos that you had to sing jazz.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you haven't been studying jazz? It's so much harder. You end up way more behind than you would have been if you just done jazz. So that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
those French programs, not French, I say French, it's on the Francophone side.
Yeah.
I mean, they're ready, and they can do a jazz gig. They might not be the jazz masters,
but they can do
it. But they're playing on TV on Belly Bum. They're playing on all these gigs. Anyone touring, they call them because they're so ready. It's the same amount of work that you would do in the jazz program, just that it's for pop.
And it's just as valuable too. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff.
As much as pop could be kind of easier. But it's not, because
depends on the stuff.
Exactly.
Depends on the stuff.
And if you need to break it down, there's subtleties.
Yes, there's always, right?
There's always subtleties, and
Always.
if they're not there, well, it's not pop anymore.
And I find like it often pop also leans a lot more in like feeling and like 100%. Intention, and that one thing that jazz, especially jazz vocals, doesn't really care too much about is that, because it's so technical, and also the songs are great. The American songbook, whatever we get is what it is, but the lyrics suck. Like most of the time, there's no feeling. There's not a lot of that,
100%.
and so it's so hard though to master being a singer who actually makes people feel things versus
100%.
like a singer who sings technically perfect placement and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And every style of music has something like that.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it. So don't
100%.
Don't look at any other style and say that
I know
it's not it, because it is.
It is. For someone it is, and that's the thing.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I'm curious. I heard you sing already, and I know you sing fantastic, and I've watched your videos. There's 2 on YouTube.
2 on YouTube, yeah.
And they're amazing. I'm sure everyone would love to hear a song. Are you down to?
I would love to sing.
Fantastic. Let's hear. What are we going to hear?
I think I'll play something from my album.
Okay.
I think I'm kind of not sure which one I wanted to play when I got here, but I think I'm just going to play the one that I like the most.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what's the right... Ooh, hold on. I think I need to go under this.
There
we go. And then I'll push this back. This is the second song on my EP, so it's called A Little Longer, and it was the last song that I wrote for this EP. So everything was like written over the last like kind of 2 years. But then right before I went into the studio, like a week before, I was like, I feel like I'm missing a song. Like it just didn't feel like I had the right song. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to just write one. So I did. And then this is the one it ended up being. So it was like super last minute, but it ended up being my favorite. But it also has like no real plot.
Okay.
But it also does. It has some of my favorite lyrics, but also kind of means nothing. But maybe that's kind of why I like it. It's just a little bit of whatever.
Is it like a synopsis of all the other songs you wrote? Like
maybe a little. It
like
definitely explores
a bit of all of them.
A little. Like the album explores a lot of anxiety and loneliness and things like that. And just growing up has just been one of those things that is, I'm just plagued with that idea of growing up. I don't know why it stresses me out. I'm sure it does most 20-year-olds, but I don't know what's wrong with me. I just care so much about it, but I'm trying not to care so much. But So
like
I said,
getting older. Kind
yeah,
of thing?
just it's just stressful. You graduate and then you're like, what do I do? That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm a little
I got-
stressed.
oh, really?
A little stressed, but also trying to have fun. But this song, yeah, I would say it's like kind of like a accumulation of anxieties. That's what it kind
Okay.
of comes out to.
Great.
So it's called A Little Longer.
A little.
Spending too much time thinking of things that don't matter was a hobby, and I'd be mine. And if you had the nerve, you could look into my brain, and honestly, I think that that'd be scary. Would you mind? But you're on the road again, leaving me to make new friends, hating everywhere I've been and ever will go. And you're still in my mind, you're the best and worst combined. And I think I love you more than you'll ever know. If you had waited just a little longer, and I tell you everything I've wondered, like, are you truly real? And do you wish that you were younger, like I do? Your beauty is unmatched, like autumn breezes on my back and snow angels. Would you agree? I wanna tell you that I'm hurting, but I don't wanna be your burden, so I've got it handled, and no one sees me. But you're on the road again, leaving me to make new friends, hating everywhere I've been and ever will go. And you're still in my mind, you're the best and worst combined. And I think I love you more than you'll ever know. If you had waited just a little longer, then I'd tell you everything I've wondered, like, are you truly real? And do you wish that you were younger, like I do? Like I do. If you had waited just a little longer, and I tell you everything I've wondered, but if you aren't real and you hated being younger, I do too. I do too. I do too. And I do too.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
You sound great.
Thanks.
And you feel it. You must have done that. You recorded it, so you must have played that 1,000 times.
Yeah, many times.
And you still find a way to feel it, and that's important.
Yeah, I feel that. I think that like making music that makes people connect. Oh my God, I'm gonna hit everything. Becky. That like connects people to you, or just like, I just think it's really important that like music makes people feel something. And even if to me now, like, oh, okay, I've sung it like a million times, it's kind of whatever. I think that the person listening is like the first time or whatever. It's kind of like, it's a little acting. It's a little bit of acting,
100%.
right? And like,
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's important, so.
Well, needless to say, I mean, we definitely felt you. So that's a good way to look at songwriting and
Yeah.
that quote unquote acting part of it.
It's a lot of
You
acting.
sell it.
Thank you.
Sell it, and,
Thanks.
and you do a great job of it. So
Thanks.
props to
I
you.
try.
What are the plans? Like, what is there? I guess you would consider yourself a folk singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but also kind of not really. I have a hard time with genres.
Gotcha.
Like, I really love folk pop, kind of, but like I also really love a good, fun, like pop, like really
Yeah,
pop,
like
like
poppy.
overproduced. Because like even on like what's currently my discography on like Spotify and everything, it's like. My very first single was called "Ruin a Party," and it
Yeah.
was a big pop song.
The Couch.
The Couch, yeah, the Couch.
That's great.
And that's what I wanted. I wanted, partly because I wanted something completely different than what my band had been doing for 7 years. Like, we were a country pop band, and I was like, okay, well, like, what would be the opposite of country? Like, pure pop. I was like,
Yeah.
pure pop, that's what I want. And so I went heavily into it, but I also love that genre. I
Yeah.
love pop music. But then I was like, okay, now I want to make an EP, and I had this collection of songs, and I was like, well, these are not pop songs, these are more folk, you know?
folky, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, there's nothing stopping me. Like, no one says I have to be only like a pop thing.
At all.
So like, I definitely intend to do more pop songs. I intend to
It's
do
such a
more
myth,
folk.
eh? Like,
Yeah, like the
people-
genre thing.
Yeah, the whole like you
Yeah.
gotta pick and go with
Yeah.
it. And it's
Boring.
Like, no, I don't want to sell a genre. I want to sell me.
It's just what I'm feeling, and like
Yeah.
the truth about who I am is that I love both those styles.
Yeah.
This is what I listen to. It's both of those things, and
Yeah.
then that's what I write. And "Ruin a Party" would not have been a good song for this album, but like what I just played a little longer wouldn't have made sense to be a full pop thing. But I want to do a bit of both. So
Wouldn't we like because I'm exactly like you in the sense
Mm-hmm.
that I like that. Would I listen to an album that like myself? I love Latin music.
Nice.
Love. I love funk, and I do love some jazz. I do love.
Yeah.
I love it all. I love this.
love a
pop.
little bit of everything.
I love a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So imagine listening to an album where you have a song like
Get a
you just
little bit.
played, and then a salsa comes on.
Yeah,
It's
that'd be
my
a little
thing.
bit of a whiplash, but
It's,
yeah.
it's a whiplash.
But
and
it
then
could
you're
be cool.
But I find it cool. It's like it shows the person. It
Yeah.
shows what they like. And you know what? Nowadays,
Yeah.
it's not about albums don't need a...
Not necessarily.
Back in my day, every album had a theme.
Yeah,
Every
very
album,
themed.
Lyrically, musically, look, there was themes to
Very
everything.
much.
Now it's like, it's an EP.
It depends. It's definitely like, especially for independent, it's always the smaller projects. Like, you're
Yeah.
pretty much you're not gonna find anybody doing like a full length themed thing. It's too much. For the bigger people, sure, they still
Yeah, they
do,
can do it. They
but
do
they
it for
can,
fun.
but they can't. Yeah, exactly, they can. It's gonna sell, so they'll be
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. I don't care.
Because like
Taylor can do whatever the
she can
fuck
do what she wants, exactly. But like, you know, for me, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like what you said. Like, if it's an album full of different stuff, it's kind of fun. Like, when I make a playlist, like a car playlist or something, like everybody's always like, "What is going on with your playlist?" Because it'll just be like super sad, slow, like Phoebe Bridgers, and then it'll just like pop out of nowhere with like the most hyper pop thing you've ever heard, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is what it's gonna be with me. Like, I have to tell you.
Good. It's you got to know this.
Oh, he knows, and he loves the pop stuff.
Perfect. Hey man, nothing wrong with pop. Nothing wrong
Love
with
it.
any music. Is music. It's
Exactly.
It's made to enjoy. It's made to
Absolutely.
take in, and it's made to be interpreted the way you want to interpret it.
And not all music is serious, and that's what I love. I love
exactly.
serious music, and I love things that are literally dumb and just fun, just to dance around the room with. You know, I don't care.
I was so at work. I work also now. I work as a mailman as well, right?
Okay, nice.
So I did music for years, and now I'm a mailman because it was the perfect job to be able to do music.
Yeah,
I
that
work
makes sense,
mornings,
actually.
and then I go and I do my gigs, and I love it, right?
That's so interesting.
And I'm outside, and I keep in shape. It's
True. I mean, it can't be a bad job walking
well,
around.
It's tough, but I love it.
As long
I
as you like
enjoy it. Well, when I say love, like, if I could gig all day long, I would do
Yeah,
that.
like,
But
you
I
know.
do enjoy being outside
Yeah.
and doing that. And today at work, so we have when we sort, we're there for like an hour,
Hmm.
and then we go out and do our thing, and we have a Bluetooth speaker, and we're like 30, 40 different people, and it's
Right.
playlists. Just like everyone just puts a song, so
Sure.
we all connect and put a song. So.
Nice.
I could be listening to whatever.
Literally
And
anything.
today, one of the songs, some francophone dude put a song, and literally I'm listening to it. And it was a folk song, and he's playing the guitar, somewhat similar, but all in French, saying, Teki Toy Moncolius, and I'm like pure
Oh, God.
francophone,
All
hardcore,
slang.
like slangy. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? Way out there. But I was like, this is cool. The guy actually recorded this.
It's kind of funny, you know,
and it's
like,
doing
it's fun.
something.
Listen, you know, it's
So yeah, now where do you see Bella Galasso in her songwriting? Where do you see it progressing to? Do you like exploring different avenues? Do you like?
I don't know. Well, the future is a little scary, as I kind of mentioned.
You need to be musically. If it's not scary,
Yeah.
then
Then it's not worth it. Maybe
You know,
it's like you
funny.
got to kind of go.
you get that dream gig, let's say, but then the minute you get it, your back of your mind goes, "What if it doesn't last?"
And it honestly it doesn't. Well, because like I played the Bell Center, so that was like my
Wow.
big thing that I did. Yeah,
Wow.
with the Spam, with the Record Breakers,
Oh, like
when I was 18.
Okay.
So quite a few years ago, and I opened up for Bon Jovi. This was like a big thing we did. Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then, but I remember it being like, oh, this is it. Like we're gonna get all the contacts. We're gonna go somewhere. Nothing ever happened after that, and that's stressful. And like because I have all those years of gigging and like having had really amazing, gigging opportunities, I kind of know that it's like, you know, even the best gig that I could get might not necessarily mean anything, but it's just like it's kind of the constant grind. Like
Always.
even when you've reached like a peak, it's so easy to just fall right back. So you gotta like find the next thing, and it's really tough. So I worry a little, but I'm just trying to start slow again and like just sort of dip my feet in and just kind of like come back into the scene. But I just hope I'll just be hopefully doing music in some way, or just continuing my project. And like I really like making music videos. I really like recording. I spend like 12 hours just in the studio, and it feels like it was 5 minutes. Yeah. And like, you know, I love teaching, but it doesn't feel that way, the way that like
It's
just being in a studio is, you know. So yeah, I don't know where I'll end up being, but I don't know. Hopefully still playing.
Obviously.
Genuinely.
No, the playing will always be there.
I hope so. Yeah, like I get nervous, you know, I just don't want to like fall to doing something that I don't love, but I'm hoping to find like something, like working in something that at least I feel happy in, so that I can do music and also have a living.
You know what? Have faith. I was there. I did it for years. I did music full time, and I loved every minute of it. But then there's also the back end. I don't want to say financially it was a problem, because it wasn't. I was back in the day. I was super busy. Money was not I don't want to say not like I was making a killing, but
well, like you're stable enough.
I was stable enough. I was able to buy a home, and you know, and to
good.
me, I found that was success for me, and I was happy with that. But the constant thinking of, oh my God, what if I have this gig? This is a steady gig. If I lose that, it took me years to get to the point to say, hey,
it's just gonna be.
There's gonna be ups. There's gonna be downs. And you know what? It took years of winter. I'm gonna tell you this from a you're a musician, but from a point of gigging where January, February, March in Montreal.
Stale.
Fuck all.
There's nothing going on.
Fuck all.
I know. That's why my band could play soon, but I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the spring.
And
like nobody's gonna
January
go out.
you start, and you'll get, let's say, this.
Like
We big corporate parties in the right before
December,
New Year's Eve. You're paying you fucking 100, and then you get to January, and then
It's
we're like, you know, it kind of stops. So then you get that 1 or 2 restaurant, and you say, oh my God, okay, at least we have the restaurant gig that's steady.
We're chilling,
And then through the years, you learn that, okay, well, that restaurant, all of a sudden, there's going to be half the people. So he says he wants to keep it going. But in a month or so, when there's 8 guests there paying, he's going to tell you in February, he's going to say, I can't just do this anymore. I can't, right?
No.
And it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's always
but where
ups and
there's
downs.
ups, there's downs. And I got fed up of having that worry. So that's why I said, you know what? Now I have 2 children. I need to get something that I can say I don't have to do that gig anymore.
Sure.
Because I have that, and I was lucky to find something I like. But even if you don't, you'll always, if you work and you enjoy it, there's ups and downs, but you will always be okay.
Yeah,
You'll
for sure.
always be okay.
And I'm definitely trying, like, this, like, new year, you know, everybody's like, new year, new me, whatever. But, like, I genuinely, like,
I did that 40 times.
you know, but, and usually I don't really do anything about that. But, like, this year I just really wanted to approach, like, my life and my career with a more, like, I guess, like, laissez-faire kind of way, and just be like, you know, it is what it is. Like, not because I tend to be so negative, and I have been, especially about music and things, and I'm trying to, like, let that go a little and just be like, you know, if something happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's hard, and, like, I battle with it daily. Like, it's not like I'm just like, I'm cool with it now. It's often still hard, but trying to be a little less hard on myself, and, like, just understand, like, this is what it is, and this is where I'm at, and, like, I'm doing pretty good, like, I would say. Like, I released an album. Like, that's not something small. Like, to me, that's still
at all.
You know,
and you teach, right?
I teach, like, very often. So it's like juggling all these things. I graduated university. Like, I did these things, and those are good things too. And I tend to just be negative about, like, oh, who cares? Like, no, this was good. I've found success so far. I will find more.
Yep. And we call it on Sessions with Stef. One of a person I work with a lot. Her name is December Rose. I don't know if you know December Rose.
Yes, okay. She works at the same school I do. At least she did briefly.
She did, yeah.
Maybe she still. I don't know if she still does, but
okay, yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did. So
everybody.
I was with her last night. We gigged last night.
Nice.
And she came up with a term. She didn't coin it, but it's called artistpreneur.
Okay, I like it.
And as you get older, you find ways. I remember having this exact conversation with her when she was younger, and now I think she hit 30 years old.
Yeah, she's definitely. I think she's older than me, but
she's if she watches this, she's like, you don't know my fucking age, asshole. But anyways, but you know, it takes time to kind of just say, hey, let me find what music is always there. You got to do what you love. So if you like recording, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna find the love of that is gonna make you find ways. And if it's teaching, well, hey, if I need 30 students, I got 20. Let me just give it a grind to get 30 to be able to another 3 songs.
For sure.
And you know, she found a way to do to become an influencer and to.
Yes, I've noticed. Yeah, she does really well.
She does really well with that.
Awesome.
So that's her way, and she enjoys it. So and you're always being an artist.
Yeah, for sure. You're just in different ways, and
you know,
it's not always just like one thing.
Exactly. That's what an artist is,
nice.
And may it be music or painting art, like we are in the studio. My friend
really
M,
cool.
he's the same type of guy. He comes up with new projects, new ways to fulfill himself creatively.
It's important.
And,
I just love being creative. That's at the end of the day, I think I can't, if I'm not doing something creative, it's
What are your musical influences growing up and now? Like, is there an artist? Can I say you have a Melissa Etheridge?
Oh, I've not heard that one before.
Sarah McLachlan.
I like that.
Definitely, that the way you hit those high notes.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
You've got that Sarah McLachlan.
Okay, I like that though.
Alanis Morissette, Fiona Apple-ish.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I've never gotten anybody. Usually, the one people always say is that I sound like Taylor Swift. This is the one that I always get, which makes a lot of sense. So, like, if I'm talking about influences, when I was when she kind of broke into the scene, I was still very young, and I grew up with Taylor Swift. Like, I was obsessed. She was like it was her and then Avril Lavigne. Those were like my girls. I was like, oh my God. And I would be like, oh, I want to be like a punk rock chick because I really love punk music as well. Although she's like more punk pop, like very pop. But you know, she got that edgy. She had the colored hair, and I was like, I'm gonna have blue hair and all this kind of things. But then I was like, oh, Taylor Swift, the country thing. I was like, wait a minute. And so
folk country,
but she was like country pop, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people think that I sound like Taylor Swift because I was like listening to her as I was learning to sing. That's what I was listening to. So that's what I tend to get, which is fair. But I've never gotten all those other people. That's kind of nice though. I like the people. That's cool.
Yeah, I definitely thought like the Alanis Morissette. Well, not Alanis, but I said Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan, that's fun. Yeah, that one she's so good.
Yeah, I've heard her perform same style.
Yeah,
like that.
That's
same
cool. It's funny because I wouldn't even put them as like. I admire them, but like wouldn't be like in my top list of like influences. It's hard for me. It would be more like Joni Mitchell. Would be like my I'm in love with Joni Mitchell. Just saw the Grammys performance. It was really amazing. Love that.
I didn't see it. I missed it.
Oh, it's emotional. It's very nice.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a good year.
It was a good. Yeah, like the Grammys in general. It's like I'm not like super into award shows, but Joni Mitchell being there, and then Tracy Chapman was there. That was like, I was shocked because I don't even really love the Luke Combs version of that song. I love Fast Cars, but I don't like Luke. I don't like male country voices. I think that's my own thing. So I'm like, I don't really care for it. But then like it starts playing, and I'm like, oh, I have to listen to like Luke Combs sing this, and then it was Tracy Chapman singing it, and I was like, oh, I'm watching now. Like
Perfect.
This is good. Oh, amazing! It was amazing. So
I got fed up with the Grammys years ago. Not because there's always talent.
There usually is.
I just find it's so theme based every year. It's like this year's singer-songwriter, and everybody did a stripped down version of a song they did.
I think that's true.
Everybody. And then the year it would be like, you know, hard rock, let's say.
Sure.
So everyone would pump up their song, and then it would be like a dancey feel. And I was like, well, what the fuck? Why is everybody? It can't be that every artist called and said, hey, I want to strip down my version, and you do it too.
Maybe they're going based on, I don't know, maybe they're going based on like what's popular that year. I
found it weird. I found it like, okay, but why everybody's doing it?
That's so interesting. I never noticed that. That's interesting.
I like it. You know, when you take a big song and you strip it down and
love that.
I love
but
that.
if everything in the one show is the same,
it's 4 hours of like.
It's like, okay, well, let's get a little dancing number up here. Yeah. So you were influences, right? Yeah. Get into it. Well, like growing up, like the Beatles, that was the thing. My dad is like, I don't know if I've ever met a bigger Beatle fan in my life. Amazing. And I mean, I've met a lot of Beatle fans, but like my dad is like hardcore. I mean, you could admit, you're like, like you could almost, you know, if he's like, sometimes like if he gets left alone at home for too long, we'll walk back into the house and it's just the Beatles, random videos playing, and he's sitting there as like, I just need my me time. I'm watching. I'm like, okay. Yeah. It's like the Beatles just like does it for him. And so growing up, like, you know, how can we not love the Beatles? It's the Beatles, right?
The Beatles revolutionized music.
You can't deny it, even if you don't like them. Like
you can't not.
It's so hard to not like them. I don't get it.
I do know a lot of people that.
Me
don't
too,
like them.
and I don't get it because I don't get it. Anyway, I could go into it, but
I think they just don't see past the simplicity of a 3-chord song.
Yes. And that's the thing. I don't care about that. To me, it's like, it's not about that. Like, okay, 3 chords, but then you got these like crazy stacked harmonies that they're doing. And like, I don't know. It's just
if
like,
melodically a song hits you and you remember it after the first time they sing it,
then that's a good song.
Then that's the epitome
That's a fantastic
of a song.
Yep.
Right?
That's what it takes.
And you can name any one of their songs. That hook fucking hits you. Like, what the hell?
There's so many. Like, you can't, there's like no bad songs.
Right?
Well, maybe unless you get to like some crazy stuff. Like,
they got to their crazy stuff.
You get to the crazy stuff, but like, you don't even, without even that.
Yeah. But that's an artist, you know, they need to.
You gotta explore. You gotta
explore.
The drugs hit a little hard, you know, it's fine. But it's,
Beatles,
so for sure the Beatles were like the thing growing up. But then when I got into like my own kind of music, I would be like, Taylor Swift, Avril Lavigne. I really loved Lights. She was also like all the same time. She's like in a Canadian pop electro, maybe I would say, like genre. She's an amazing Canadian artist. I think she's from Ontario. So like her, and then it would change. Like I find that I've never been a person to have like one influence because my love for music and the genre that I'm on tends to change as I grew up. It would just change. So like that would be what I loved when I was maybe like 10. And then when I was like 15, I did a hard switch and I was only listening to Green Day. I was only listening to Sum 41, Blink-182, My Chemical. Like I was all in that. I love alternative rock. I love Muse. Like it's like really random. But I think the biggest influence, I think I'd have to be like Taylor Swift. Yeah. She just influenced my songwriting. Like she was why I wrote songs as a kid. And then maybe more now, I would even say like Phoebe Bridgers has been like a new kind of person who's inspired me a lot. Mm-hmm. Just that singer-songwriter, a little bit more dark, a little, so like, people like that. Okay. Just love a good female artist who just like is in control of their music and writes their music. I just think it's really inspiring.
Are you a Bob Dylan fan?
I love Bob Dylan.
Okay.
Love Bob Dylan.
So I was with my brother and my sister-in-law. We were gigging. My brother's a piano player. I was playing drums. And my sister-in-law's a singer as well. We have a gig at the Ottawa Casino. So we do sound check, and then we have like 4 hours to kill. So we have a room and Netflix, and we're watching the We Are the World thing.
Okay, yeah.
And so we're watching it, and it was cool. Like, it was really interesting. All the people I grew up with. Cyndi Lauper and Huey Lewis and,
For sure.
And Bob Dylan.
He wasn't really singing. He was just
Some
stood
people
there.
get him and some people don't.
I get him.
So she gets. I'm like.
I get it.
I'm like, what the fuck? How did he make it? There's
I don't
fucking
know.
Stevie and all these monsters. But
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's just you just can't look at the vocals. 'Cause
It's
not a
not
vocal
always
thing.
about the vocals.
Exactly.
And and that's why, like, even for my students, like, I teach proper technique and I care a lot about that, but I really genuinely push making sure that there's a reason behind why you're singing.
yeah.
It's just like, I think it's true for every instrument, but it's just the truest for vocalists that, like,
Yeah.
you are the thing that's ultimately connecting the audience.
That's the thing.
That's what it
You-
is,
you
and
nailed
you're saying the words.
Yeah.
So there's something that you're trying to convey here that the guitar just simply isn't really doing. So, like, Bob Dylan, that would be like, you know, he's not a technically amazing vocalist. In fact, he would be considered probably not a very good one at all. Although, shockingly, he's got, I don't know if you know the album
something.
Nashville Skylines.
Oh.
It's this random country album that he has. I think it's early 70s or late 60s. And it's so good. And for whatever reason, he sings better on it.
Okay.
So I'm 100% convinced that he knows what he's doing and he does it on purpose.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know. Listen,
it-
Bob Dylan, you
you
can
know,
let me know if that's not true.
It
But
took me a while in my musical career to understand this because it's hard. At the beginning, I thought Ringo Starr was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
true, like, because he's
And I
not like
still
the
kind of
best.
think,
But he does.
but he knows what he's doing.
He's a simple drummer, but he's there.
Well, he's not that simple. I
Well,
thought
he's
he
got
was
some hard songs. Yeah, he's got some hard songs.
like I thought he was so simple, stupid that like he would fuck up, and that's why it's so hard.
right.
Right? When I was younger.
Sure.
And it's like, okay, no. But I do see the beauty of how he took simplicity and made it work.
Yeah.
Made it
For the
work with
Beatles, it worked. It was.
You know, like now, I don't know how he does it now, but I also understand as an artist, he goes on stage and he has the Ringo All-Star Band,
yeah, it's a big thing now.
but
It's
not
fun,
like
you
he's
know. Yeah, it's not like
smiling
he's,
and there's a monster drummer like
for sure.
smoke, you know.
Oh, for sure. But
And
that's that's his thing,
Yeah,
you know. But
and-
he's the Beatles drummer.
You know, and Bob
That's it.
Dylan was never my thing. Like,
Makes sense.
no, okay, lyrics was never my thing. Like,
Fair enough.
As a musician, I'd be like, I love that song. I have no idea what the fuck it's about.
Yeah,
The way she sings that note makes me cry.
sure.
I don't
but it
know
doesn't
that
really
it's-
matter what they're saying.
But I
Yeah.
understand that the beauty, like I realized after years that it's because she feels it so much that note hits me.
That it's still, yeah.
So I know it's super important.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No, that's so
I don't
normal.
need the lyric. You can say "C'est la vie" all night long,
And I'd be like,
but if you
sure.
change the melody and you hit some nights and add a fucking crazy harmony and a guitar solo,
It's like-
wow. you
Yeah.
know? But that's just me.
No, for sure. Like, even Devin from
Yeah.
Tatum Quinn, like obviously, like, I've known him for a long time, and he would always kind of say the similar idea. Like, it was always like he didn't pay attention that much. Like, for a song, the lyrics were usually the last thing that mattered to him. But he's an instrumentalist. That's what he's
Yeah.
listening for, which is completely valid.
Yeah.
And for me, I've always been the opposite. It's like, if I'm not into the lyrics, I'm not into the song. Like, the lyrics, and so Bob Dylan makes a lot of sense for me. Like,
And totally.
he's a poet. Like, that's what he is
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
like, I took
a
a
poet, yeah.
crazy class
He's a
at
poet.
Vanier that it was not even a music class. It was an English class, and it was a Bob Dylan class. And the teacher was super whacked out of his mind. He was crazy. He was a crazy Bob Dylan fan, like crazy.
Okay.
But it was kind of interesting to like take a Bob Dylan song and like actually analyze it. And it's funny because I ended up doing an English degree like at Concordia along with music. So like I kind of got to do that, but it was fun to do that with a Bob Dylan tune.
I totally get it because, and you know what was one of the songs that made me Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars. Great singer.
Amazing singer, yeah.
And he has that song when I was
When
Your
I
Man.
Was Your Man, yeah.
Again, lyrics, whatever. The chords, beautiful chords.
The way he
The way he
sings.
sings it, melody. And one day I actually was like, I should have bought you flowers. I'm like,
He's like, oh, what is this about?
fuck! It adds that last element that I
Yeah.
didn't know was missing. It makes it's a perfect song, and then wow, that's
Yep.
poetry to a degree.
It is,
Okay,
yeah.
so now we hit perfection. Like this is that level that just
Yeah.
whoa, you can do all of it in one. And
Yeah.
like it's like okay, I have to pay more attention.
For sure,
And-
yeah, no, and there's so many amazing lyricists, like even now, like I mentioned, like Taylor Swift, of course, but like even like Phoebe Bridgers is one that's like really popular in the like alternative pop scene and like amazing lyrics. It's just all about the lyrics. That's the thing, and like that's what my EP is about. It's about what I'm saying, not so much about like there's no crazy guitar solo. There's nothing. It's about what I'm saying, and that's what matters to me, I guess. Yeah.
The guy who runs this place, he's an artist. I don't have any of his art here. I will eventually be putting some art. His name is Em, and he lets me use this place. Thank you, Em. Emerge.3. Check out his art. He does concrete art. He's fantastic.
That's cool. I like the paintings.
And we were just talking the other day, and what did he say? He said everything is art, whether it's songwriting, whether it's painting, whether it's taking, because I was making fun of him because he took a corrugated box, ripped it, and said, I'm going to keep this. I said, what do you mean you're going to keep it? Put it in the recycling. He's like, no, this is art. It's like, what are you talking about? And then he opened you know where you see the ribs?
Yeah.
So he spray painted on it.
Okay.
And then he kind of plastered that design on a
made, like, a
canvas.
thing.
And I was like, what the fuck? And he said, anything is art. And
That's
I was
true.
like, yeah, man.
That's deep,
Anything
bro.
is art.
It's deep.
It is.
It's
it
true,
is deep.
but it is true. It is. But like you can make anything as long as if you have that vision for it, like
Everything is creative.
everything can be creative and like, and it doesn't even have to be good also. Like I'm also like a huge believer in like art just to be like enjoyed, and like to do it and not do it well is also really fun and
100%.
really like I love to paint, but I'm not a painter.
Yeah.
I just love it. Like I started taking watercolor and drawing classes like last year at the Civic Center down the street, and just for fun, just because like I was out of school and I was like, well, I love painting. I'm bad. Let me go take a class. And I'm still not good. But I love it, and I just think it's so important. Like even for people who just like want to sing or whatever, I'm like, you don't have to be good. It's just meant to be fun.
Exactly. Are you okay if we do some segments?
Sure.
I'm gonna do a couple of segments. The first segment, we'll do it real quick. Can you think of the worst gig ever?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So
Love it.
again, all of my gig things will be about the Record Breakers because I haven't gigged as a solo artist just yet. But this one was a really long time. I was 16 playing at a bar. It was called the Haraki Bar.
I know the Haraki.
Oh, you know it.
It's
Okay,
still
is it
around.
still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, Haraki.
It
In the West
was.
Island.
I didn't know it was. Oh, I don't know where it was.
I think it's.
I was being driven by my parents, you know, like I wasn't, and it's funny enough, it was my dad was also playing, so like his band was playing, and then the Record Breakers we were playing
How
after.
fucking cool is that?
It was fun. We did a few things like that. This was a smaller one.
Fucking cool as shit, man.
Yeah, we did a bigger one at the Crowley Art Center. That was an actual double bill. That was probably, maybe I would say one of my favorite ones because it was like so special. Like it was the Record Breakers and then my dad's band, which was, and I think he really cherishes that as well. But this was like a smaller one. I don't even remember what it was for. It might have been a charity. I don't know.
Could be.
We played a lot at the time, and so I'm like underage at this bar, but it's the sound guy, and every bad gig I've ever had is because of the sound guy, because they're not nice. And this one guy, he became like this running joke in all of our friends like at the band, because he literally just wanted to say like the worst things he could possibly say, because obviously we were young, so he didn't believe that we would be any good. And then he like walks up to us, and he like walks up to Devin, who's wearing a Rush shirt, is a big Rush fan, and he goes, nothing clears the room faster than Rush. And we're like, we're right here, like we're literally, he's wearing the Rush shirt. Like this guy had no idea what he was doing. The sound was bad, and I don't even know if the video exists, but you can see it in our faces that we're having the worst time, because we're just like, get us off. They like cut a bunch of our songs. We were like so confused. And then this guy treated my dad's band really nicely, but I think it's because we were kids basically, and we had a lot of people like sound guys and people we'd work with who didn't really believe that we knew what we were doing. But we really did. That was one thing we knew what we were doing when we showed
your dad
up.
as a musician wouldn't send his child.
No, and like we had
band.
already been doing it for a while, and like we were very serious about music, so it wasn't like just a whatever gig. So it always like annoyed us when like the sound guy would just like kind of give a shit, and we're like, bro, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So that was probably the worst. Haraki
Sound
Bar.
men are special, eh? There's some.
There are some, when you get a good one, oh my god, it's the best show in your life.
I can name the ones in Montreal that
are really
fantastic.
good.
Yeah,
Well, I might
I can
hit
name
you up
them.
for
I know
the
them.
names.
They're all up here.
Okay, good.
And it's not to say that everyone else is bad. They're not. It's just
They're different.
When you get a good one.
When you get a good one, it shows. But that was just one particularly bad one. I don't know what he does anymore, but it wasn't very good.
Last episode we had there was a famous guy, Olivier Pert. I'll fuck him. I don't care. I usually try to be nice, but that club had a sound man that was so special, and it's frustrating because he got really good sound, and it was on the last episode of Sessions with Stef.
Okay.
He was so special that like he got good sound. I'm not gonna discredit him for that. He was a great sound man, but a shitty attitude and didn't know how to talk to the musician. And in the end,
that's what sucks.
Like, you're not putting duct tape on my drums, buddy. And just because I'm telling you no, don't get mad at me. It's my drums. I'm the drummer. Like, you're not putting.
For sure.
Comes with the roll. No, but tabarnak, you have to put it. And he's.
Yeah, it's like
fist fight. Almost a fist fight.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So okay.
That's the thing. Yeah,
so
you
the
never want to
sound,
be the sound guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they know it all too much because they play an instrument.
That makes sense too.
And it's like, dude, I know you play an instrument, but then why aren't you playing in a band? Like, why are you doing sound?
It's true.
Not to be mean. Like, you're doing sound. You're trying to tell me how to play my instrument.
Yeah,
like,
it's just the attitude. It's just like it's just never. You could be so good at something, but if you have a bad attitude, it's just like.
And sometimes my attitude. Sometimes I'm not good because you're not giving me good sound. And
yeah, it's tough. Then you have to keep the smile, and you're like trying to be nice, but it's like it sounds bad.
It's so fucking hard. I did a gig yesterday where we had literally 8. We did a line check for in-ears, and that's it.
Just in-ears.
Just in-ears. One song to do the outside, but then people had to come in, and I was like at the event planner, like, can I have half an hour just just so I can make sure we hear. Anyway,
that's tough.
That's life. Okay, let's get into another segment called First Thought. This is a quick segment. I'm going to ask you quick questions.
Okay.
And one of the questions is Lisa's question.
Oh.
Favorite lyric ever?
Oh my God.
It's a hard one.
Oh, actually, it just came to my mind.
There you go.
It was a Bob Dylan song. It's a Simple Twist of Fate, and the lyric. Oh shit, let me see if I can get it right. It's Oh shoot. I know. Anyways, it ends up going. She was born in spring, but I was born too late. But it leads up to it. But it's a beautiful lyric, and I just always and it's like chalk it up to a simple twist of fate. But I just love that like. She was born in spring, but I was born too late. I just don't get it, but I love it. I think it's beautiful.
That's a typical Bob Dylan song.
Typical Bob Dylan. Simple
Right?
Twist of Fate.
I
Like, really, genuinely a genius song. So,
I love this
maybe
guy.
that one.
I love this. Bob Dylan can just grab the guitar and
And it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's like,
I'll be
are
listening.
you joking or you're not joking? Like, this is real. It's real. I love
He's
him.
crazy. I love it.
Good for him. Okay, what's your favorite meal?
Oh, mac and cheese, maybe?
Yeah, really?
Yeah, but like throwing
Sweet.
bacon bits in it, and then it's
I was about
golden.
to say, add
You have to
bacon
put in the
mac and cheese.
bacon, mac and cheese.
You know what I fell in love with? Like nuggets, but mac and cheese nuggets.
Oh, the deep fried nuggets.
deep fried
yeah, like
nuggets
it's
kind of
mac
thing.
and cheese inside.
Chicken
I've seen that.
nuggets.
Yeah, it's chicken nuggets.
So good.
I've seen. Yeah, that's
So
really good.
Like this brandy. So good.
So good.
Favorite movie?
Probably it's called That Thing You Do. It's a Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
You know that one? Yeah. I find it's like one of the Tom Hanks movie that like just nobody knows much about.
It's
But
very good.
It's about like a one-hit wonder band if you've never seen it, and it
Okay.
like kind of just follows their
Oh
story.
yeah,
Liv
doing that
Tyler.
thing you do. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
I
know
could
that.
watch that. I watch it
That's a
at
great-
least once a year. I think it's just one of my favorites. So good.
Sweet. Okay. Favorite live show that you've seen?
Oh shoot, I've seen a lot of good ones, and you know, after every show, you're like, "This is the best
The
one
best
I've seen."
ever. I have 22 best ones.
I'd say probably I'd have to put Paul McCartney pretty high.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that was like a really special moment because my whole family went, and it was the first time my dad got to see a Beatle live. So, and he sat there like silent the whole time. It was amazing. He was like, that was
Did you cry? Did you see tears?
no, just silence.
Just
Just
silence.
that. It's so funny, but it was just a really special like family moment, and like that was really special. And Paul McCartney was
Yeah,
amazing.
Paul
Like
McCartney, yeah.
performs a 3-hour show just like that. And then like I don't know, I've seen so many like smaller bands that I love. Like Lights would be some of my favorite shows that I've been to. Taylor Swift was great. I was 12. It was amazing.
Okay.
She flew right by me on her like gondola thing, and I was like, oh my God, like she's everything I want to be. So maybe, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, those would be some of my favorites.
Favorite front person of all time?
Like
or
the
best
front man, like front person of a
Yeah,
band.
like of a band, or it could be like, who would you think would be the best? Because it's not only vocal chops and how he
Yeah.
sings, but that confront a band. And it could be a solo artist.
True, right?
Like David Bowie could be a front person for anybody. He's great, right?
He's always good.
So yeah, who
Thinking
would be
like
your favorite?
like a band that's just like popping into my head. At least like right now, I'm thinking like one of my favorite frontmans of a band is Matt Bellamy from Muse.
Muse, okay.
Just like I saw him recently in March. Well, the second time I saw them in March, and it was amazing. And like he fronts a band. He's so great. I don't know. I'll go with him because I can't think of one, but he just popped in my head, so maybe I believe that's the right answer.
Okay. Okay. Are you in? I mean, you're a guitar player. You play guitar. Who would you say is the best guitar player of all time?
Oh my god,
I
I
know
would
you
not
can't
be a
pick
good. I would not be a good person for that because I don't know like the guitarists. I know like I don't know.
Doesn't have to
Who's
be a
good
shredder,
guitarist?
right?
That's true, eh? I'm trying to think. Oh,
Could be a singer-songwriter as well. Sometimes the beauty
Yeah.
lies in how you play behind the singer, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe I'll go with like Joni Mitchell. She's
Yeah.
always with her acoustic guitar, and she's always playing in in kind of weird tunings and things. Like she's really using the guitar as like a tool to amplify her like weird songs, and it's
Cool.
amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, Joni Mitchell.
Okay. I'm gonna do the last segment quickly. It's
Okay.
gonna be a segment where we put together the all-time, let's say, Bella Galasso band. So you pick who's on what instrument
Oh no.
or what type of band, right? Because it
Okay.
doesn't have to be it could be a guitar player and singer. What would be
True.
or just one person if you want, or five. If you want a keyboard, you want a piano player.
Yeah.
Do you want what kind of, and who would be on it? Like who would be the singer
Yeah.
of your band? Like, other than you, if it was,
I'd be a part of this. I'd be like, if I could sing with them.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, oh, this is hard. I would do like, oh my god, this is really hard.
It is a hard one, yeah.
Wait, it's a good question though. If I could do anything, I would love like a kind of like a vocal group. Because I always loved singing in like choirs, and it'd be really fun to have like a group that's like the whole thing is being like harmonized and like crazy.
Are you into the pentatonic style?
Well, not really, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, well, like kind of, but like in like a folk setting, I guess, not like
Okay,
in a
okay, cool.
whatever it is that
Yeah.
pentatonic kind of does. But I don't know. Like I would be like, oh, for sure, I'd have Joni Mitchell with me if I could sing with her. I know she doesn't sing the same, but like if I could stand on stage with her, that'd be amazing. I'd put like Joni Mitchell. I'd put Taylor Swift up there. She could harmonize really well, I think, with me.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Or
yeah.
I could with her. I don't know. I don't know. I just put all these like these amazing singers, I guess, with me so that I could just have this like crazy super group of
This
just all
cruisy-
singers.
Everyone sings a verse.
Yeah,
and,
I'll put Matt Bellamy in there.
Yeah.
He could be a freaking soprano if he wanted to. He's got like the highest male voice I've ever heard. One of my favorite voices. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like I'd have something like that,
Uh-huh.
and then the rest it could be whoever's good. I don't know.
like a
Whoever
piano
I want.
player and a guitar.
Yeah,
and
like
switch,
maybe a little.
just-
Yeah, something like that.
Sure. All
Think about
voices.
who. Yeah, just like an all voice thing with like the band behind, but it's the voices.
I know a band. I love salsa music. I love all kinds of music. My playlist is really weird, but I know a band, salsa band. So they do salsas all in voices, meaning every instrument.
Is all
So
voice.
the bass player
Oh.
is doing the bass notes with
That's
his
cool.
voice. The percussion, they're all doing a different percussive instrument with their voice.
All from the mouth.
And
Yeah, that's
the horns
crazy.
in harmony are doing like all the.
That's dope.
Like fucking what? And you can't tell. You listen to the song, you're like,
You're like, oh,
yeah, it
that's
sounds cool. And then you're like, no, that's all voices.
all
Like,
voices.
what the fuck
That's
just
crazy.
happened there? Like that's
dope.
insane. Yeah, it is dope.
Yeah.
It is.
I just love singers. You can't tell. Like I love singers.
Bella, where can we find you? What's up next for Bella Galasso? What's on the horizon?
Well, on the horizon for sure. This spring, I will be announcing for sure shows. At least one kind of comeback show as soon as that gets finalized, which I'm started working on this week. I will be announcing that, and that'll be announced on my Instagram. So you can find me under my name, Bella Galasso.
Okay.
Instagram, TikTok. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, all under my name.
YouTube.
YouTube under my name as well. Yeah, so playing, hopefully recording again in the future, but really gigging is my goal for this year. So
Okay.
you will see me on the scene this year.
You want Bella Galasso is going to be
I'm going to be out there. You're going to know who I am
You're gonna,
on the
like,
Montreal
do
scene.
the McKibbins and all of that.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I'm looking into like small venues. The thing about bars is that it's often like you have to kind of, it's like covers and
Rile
stuff.
them
It's
up,
a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I don't think, it's not what I want to do. I've done it. It's not what I want to do. So probably not so much, but there's a lot of really cool venues like Maison, Petit Campus, like all these things.
Absolutely.
Like that's what I'm looking towards. Hopefully booking this year. So we'll see.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Would you want to play us out while I say the...
Short? Like, what do you want me to play?
I don't know, anything you want. I'm just going to say like a little conclusion. While you... again, I do want to thank you very, very much for coming on Sessions with Stef.
course, my
I wish
pleasure.
you all the success in the world.
Thank you.
Guys, you definitely have to follow her on her social media. Check out her YouTube. There's 2 amazing YouTube videos. I saw them both and they were fantastic.
Thank you.
Poppy, different than this. But nonetheless, sound amazing. Keep up the good work. Keep doing what you love.
Thank you.
In
I
the
will.
end, that always prevails.
Absolutely.
You enjoy what you
Agreed.
like, no matter what. Either you're happy or you're rich. One of the two is gonna happen.
One of those things is gonna happen.
And those are the 2 most important. Because I could be pissed, but if I'm rich, I'm not pissed
Well, I won't be
anymore.
that pissed if I'm rich.
Right?
I'd be happy.
So let's hear a last song to say, and I'm just gonna, as you start singing, I'm gonna say a little goodbye and thank you. And
so I'm gonna sing a song. Okay.
if you can, if you're okay with it.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm trying to remember the song. Oh yeah.
Call myself a lonesome traveler, but know that that's a lie. 'Cause the only way I travel's with my lover on my side. And you know I'm truly grateful for the people in my life. But some days I long for more. Little bit obnoxious when I speak of things I like. 'Cause I think that underneath I think that I am always right. And every day that I get up is another day I try to be better than before.
Thank you, everyone, for watching Sessions with Stef.
Should I be singing?
Go ahead, yeah, keep going. It's beautiful.
Maybe it's not easy, but I think it's just as well.
Bella
Maybe
Galasso.
I can't get up with the sun or fall asleep with the moon, or I'm always bound to lose. If life is good, I can never tell. I can never tell.
Tune in to Sessions with Stef. Tune in to Let's Talk It Out. Subscribe. Get live performances. Amazing artists. Bella Galasso. Follow her. Follow us. Follow everybody. Keep music alive.
Like the stars align precisely for this perfect day in Montreal, but I still long for more. Maybe I'm okay with the cards that I've been dealt. Maybe it's not easy, but I think it's just as well. Maybe I can't get up with the sun or fall asleep with the moon, or I'm always
that is why we have to watch Sessions with Stef, and we have to keep music alive. You need to go watch gigs and feel that amazing, the sound, the feel, her vibe. Follow Bella Galasso. She is fantastic. And thank you once again.
Thank you for having me.
Keep watching, keep subscribing, and keep music alive, especially live music in the city. Keep it alive, keep it going.
Agreed.
Go watch live shows.
Agreed.
Spend your fucking money
Yes.
so we can make some. Thank you so much, guys. Sessions with Stef is now done. Have a good night. Ciao.